Double click on. Oh, you have the eyeball turned off. I think we're good now. I bet we're good now. Go up and look at it. Yeah. What's up, sitters? This is Tyler Ruff along with Joey Edge.
Sitters, what's good?
And Chris Martinez.
What's happening?
And we are Front Porch Sitting. I didn't even bring myself in. And Tyler Ruff. There we go. Yep.
Oh, my God. Who turned the eyeball off?
Yeah. Yeah, that's my B. That's my bad.
I told you to sit here tonight.
That's
I
my
said,
bad,
you
sitters.
sit here tonight. I'll sit there tonight. We'll run this thing like we're supposed to run it. We
That's
got
not the way
4 more
Chris would've wanted it.
shows.
It's not the way.
What?
Say that out loud. I mean, we haven't told people, but I assume they know. Most people do. No, so the reason I sat here is because this is what Chris would have wanted. It's this side strong. I normally sit right there, sitters. So I just moved across this side of the table to join Christopher's side. The only thing that Christopher may not approve of is the flag that is normally not there.
2 weeks in a row, he said. And it's true. It is true. This was less my fault. I anticipated the correct thing happening, and I avoided that situation. I didn't see the eyeball thing. I don't know.
We both felt pretty confident that the mics were working.
Yeah.
But you
Yeah.
see what happened was, these are the types of situations that you want to avoid, like when you're dealing with businesses and things like that. And that's why if you're shopping for a gun,
Right.
you go to JW Weaponry.
Every time.
These type of malfunctions do not happen with JW Weaponries.
Weaponries?
You like that?
Weaponries.
I mean,
I like it. I'm here for it. Keep going.
listen, John has everything you need at the gun store. It's all going to work. He's going to make sure you get the right stuff. He's not going to let you buy 380 ammo for your 9mm. Not that any of you fine gentlemen would ever do such a thing. But maybe your wives would. I don't know.
Maybe.
He wouldn't let them do that.
No.
He just would not.
No, he wouldn't.
So, yeah. So, if you need a gun, you need ammo, you need targets, you need safety lessons, you need some big guns, you need some little guns, whatever you need. John's got it. He's going to take care of you. He's going to treat you right. Go to JW Weaponry. Joey,
Bo Show.
what's the phone number?
386-243-8587. One more time, 386-243-8587. You just got in my way.
That cup was really bothering me.
It's okay.
Doing the ad read.
Clayton said, hope all went well with Zane's procedure, coach. To my knowledge, everything went well with it. He obviously is not here tonight.
Whoa. Clayton also said something else.
He
also said,
Bike.
PlayStation 2, Defensive Player of the Year.
Patrick Surtain.
I know. We made this joke already.
Sorry. Yeah,
While
but
we were out
there was
there.
no sound.
There was no sound.
Zane's procedure, I believe, went well for Coach Martinez and family. But he's still recovering, and so our good friend Chris is with the other.
He's been an A++
Baby.
dad.
Of course he is. He always is. That's never a question with that
Never.
one. Travis said no sound. Thank you for that, Travis. Yep.
Wait, 4 more shows? Not the
Not
show.
Not the show.
Just me.
No, just Tyler. Tyler
Just
is leaving.
Yeah. Tyler got a job in North Dakota shoveling snow for the winter.
Is that true?
Yeah, of course.
No, it's not. No, Tyler's just going off and doing bigger and better things, and we wish him nothing but the best.
I love you, sitters.
Yeah.
If you've been paying attention to the show for the past 6 months, 5 months, there were hints here and there.
There was.
You, in particular, Chris was good.
Yeah,
He
no,
didn't
he
say
was good.
anything.
No, I was.
You said something every other week.
I tried to, yeah.
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 Mostly when we got angry with each other because you couldn't admit that Joe Burrow's a good quarterback. And so you would just
You're leaving!
the path.
Sorry.
I'm
Yeah,
gonna
kind of like
miss this
that.
show, man.
Kind of like
Gosh,
that.
I'm gonna miss this
Yeah.
show.
Where's Joe Burrow rank for your quarterbacks? Top what?
Regular season or playoffs?
Just in general in life. Where's he at? In the NFL right now, where's he at?
This is not in the show notes.
No, it's not. It's way off the show notes list.
I would have Lamar in front of him. I'd have Mahomes in front of him. I'd have Josh Allen and him pretty close. But I don't know. He's top 4 minimum.
Yeah.
He's top 4.
Yeah, I agree.
Thank God. See? A sane thought. Congratulations, Tyler. The owner's like, oh, thank God. It's just Tyler leaving.
Top 6 for Chad. Chad also had a question up here.
Chris, you're very welcome. Love you, dog.
Where's my Duck Race gift card? I'm not sure, to be honest with you. I thought Brian was going to give it to you and we were just going to pay him, but I don't know that happened. So We'll figure that out.
Mistakes were made.
Mistakes were made. We still haven't been up there. That's my fault. It's actually
Clip it.
it's a combo.
Clip it. Joey said it's his fault.
It's a combo effort, but it's more my fault than anybody else's.
So tonight,
Yeah,
college football playoff
that's
recap.
right. That's right. That's right.
Predictions in the final. Big
That's
game.
right. Huge game.
Huge.
And by huge, I mean huge.
NFL playoffs are in full swing, and
Yeah,
then
there we go.
We got some Cowboys talk with the head coach. We got coaching carousel. We'll just call it that. And then I wanted to talk about the TGL. Sitters, if you've watched the TGL, I have takes. And I think you probably all agree with me. I haven't talked to a single person that disagrees with me, so it's not a hot take.
I don't know that anybody in our chat, other than maybe Chad, watched any part. How many TGL events has there
put
been?
on 2.
2. Okay, I watched one, and by watched I mean really tried hard.
Chris said, read my comments, Joey.
Sorry. Oh, shout out to the Rolfs for buying their dinner, for buying the Martinez's dinner for a few
Always.
evenings.
Nothing but love for the
That's
Martinez.
awesome. That's why you wanted Kelsey's number today?
Yes.
Because you knew Chris wouldn't allow it?
Well, I didn't know where Chris was at.
Yeah.
And so I didn't want it to be a situation where Kelsey, I knew you told me that Kelsey was staying there.
Yeah.
And so I wanted to make sure she had access to it more than anything else.
What a smart guy.
200 IQ.
You're a brilliant human.
200 IQ. My father's a brilliant man.
Yes, he is actually. I know your father
How many
well.
of our
and he is-
How many of our chat knows that? That's a deep cut.
Nobody.
None.
Nobody. Chris also said, yeah, he's good. Thank you for checking on Zane. So Chad, did he actually give it to you like it was supposed to happen? Because I thought that was how that was going to happen, but I wasn't positive. I didn't watch last night.
Yeah,
saw
I did too,
Kiss
Clayton.
with
We'll get to it.
flagpole on
We'll get
Twitter.
to it. I promise. Did you see Clayton say if Bo Nix had Burrow's weapons, he'd win MVP? I love Clayton, man.
Yeah.
I love
if,
Clayton.
If my aunt, no, you know what? It doesn't matter. Doesn't
All right,
matter.
college football recap.
Yeah.
Had a couple games this last week. Mm-hmm. A couple big games.
A couple of fun games actually.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes. Yeah, that Penn
Two good
State
ones.
game was maybe an all-timer.
It was close. It was 2 good ones.
Maybe an all-timer. And then we had Ohio State and Texas. What'd you think about the games?
All right.
Finally, we got some good games. I think that was like my overall reaction. It's like finally some good games.
Yeah, that was me. Penn State, Notre Dame, I didn't get to watch as much of it as I would have liked. I was, I don't know what the heck I was
Too
doing.
much either.
I don't remember what I was doing, but I was
I
doing
had people at
something.
my house.
And I was in and out. Like I watched some, and then I'd have to go do something, and then I watched some. So
You're a busy man.
yeah, I am. But Texas Ohio State, which I think was the more sought after game in the whole situation.
Yes.
I did watch a lot. I actually watched all that with Mr. Chris and Bradford, friend of the show.
Shout out Bradford.
Shout out Bradford. So watched it over there, and honestly, man, like, you know, I know the final score was 28-14, but they were a yard away from it being 21-21 late in the fourth quarter.
Yeah.
Right. And then if you take away just that absolute stupidity that was not the last play of the first half, but close to the last play of the first half.
Yeah, 75-yarder.
Yeah, 75-yard screen pass for a touchdown.
You can't.
With less than 30 seconds left is
You can't. We can't do that.
it's a non-negotiable. Like it can't happen.
What was the down on that?
It was first down.
Was first down?
Yeah, they just got the ball back. Like,
Golly.
yeah,
We can't have that.
No,
But I mean, that's why you lose the game, right?
but that's why they lost the game. That ultimately is the reason they lost the game. And then you make the
just such a
boneheaded.
huge swing going into the half. You just
100%.
that kills the vibe, man.
Should have been a 7-7 game, turns into a 14-7 game. You know, this and that and the other. And then, you know, when it's 21-14 and you're going in for the touchdown and you don't just run, you know, downhill 4 straight plays. You want to be cute. And I just think that sometimes Sark outcoaches himself. I don't think he outcoaches opponents a lot. I think he outcoaches himself more than anything else.
Yeah.
But I think he'll get better with that. I don't think that's a thing that's going to last forever. But
Yeah, but when you have those opportunities, it sure
Yeah.
does suck. That's a tough time to have a learning curve,
it is because they don't come
Or a
around
learning
like
experience.
national championship opportunities don't come around all the time.
especially if you think Arch Manning's not very good, which I know you do. So you probably don't think they're back there next year. If you think
Maybe I've changed my opinion a little
is
bit.
that the last time we see Quinn Ewers in the Texas Longhorn Burn Orange?
Oh yeah, he declared for the draft today.
Did he?
Yeah.
I didn't see that. He'll probably do pretty decent in the draft because this is a pretty weak quarterback class.
I think he's probably the 4th quarterback taken.
Do you think he's good? Like when you watch his tape, What do you think about his performance in the playoff?
I think he holds the ball so long, in my opinion.
Yeah.
Like I don't know that he throws with a lot of anticipation, but then there's times where he does. So I don't know. I don't know. I don't know if it's scheme. I don't know if it's him. I don't know if it's a combo. I actually agree with Clayton. Arch would have won that game. I do think Arch wins that game. If he's the quarterback, I think they win that game.
Man.
Yeah. My, how the tables have turned.
Martinez says, I still think Ohio State was the better team. I think so too.
I think they had the better players, like high-end players. I don't know that top to bottom. I don't know that Ohio State's the better team, but they won.
Yeah.
They won.
Yep. Yeah, I mean, it did look like more like a blowout. You had like the fumble. I mean, that kind of. So,
No, yeah.
I mean, Texas stood in there.
Chris said his wide receivers didn't help him much. I agree with that, but they're also down to like, Golden didn't play. That's their number one at this point. They're banged up at wide receiver, but like I said, I don't know for sure that I think that Ohio State's the better overall team, but I think they're the hotter team right now for sure.
They've looked like the best team throughout the playoff. They've manhandled people aside from Texas.
Oh, their D line was so consistent the entire game. They played really well in the front four specifically, but the front seven, and then freaking Caleb Downs, man, that dude, the safety for Ohio State, man, he is stupid good. He is fun to watch. I enjoy watching him play football.
It's infuriating as a Gator fan to watch Ohio State do well.
It doesn't bother me, honestly.
You don't think so?
I don't know why it doesn't bother me, but it doesn't.
Are you a real Gator fan or are you an LSU fan now?
I think that would no. No, I hate LSU.
I hate LSU too.
No, Brian Kelly can run off a short bridge.
Oh, we'll get to him in just a minute, I think.
Are we?
I mean, comments that he made about Notre Dame and then where Notre Dame's at now.
Sirens going all around here. That's not great.
Yeah, there's sirens all around Joey's house. So if
it sounds like an ambulance,
if
though.
we get cut
that
off
makes it worse.
or held at gunpoint, sorry. Yeah, there's a lot of sirens right now.
Yeah, that's not a police car though.
You know what those sound like?
Yeah, buddy.
All right, you good with Ohio State, Texas?
Yeah, I think so. I mean, I got everything I needed to say out. I think, like I said, I think they're 2 plays away from winning the game, but unfortunately, you don't make those 2 plays, and Ohio State does. So,
Yeah,
congrats to Ohio State.
it's a brutal way to lose.
It's a stupid way to lose.
All right, Notre Dame, Penn State.
Chris, you live next door to me, buddy. I figured you heard that. I'm just kidding.
Yeah.
Kind of next door. He does. Those sirens are going in between mine and his houses. That's 100% happening.
Could you hit a golf ball from your house to Chris's?
No, I can hit it twice and get there, though. If there's no other houses and trees and stuff.
No, if there's nothing around.
Yeah, I could hit it. It's a.
You think it's more than 370 yards away?
Yeah. No, it's a good par 5. It's probably 593 yards if I had to guess.
So you're going driver.
I'm going driver 3-wood.
Driver 3-wood?
P-wedge. Driver 3-wood, P-wedge.
We'll get there. TGL. All right, Penn State, Notre Dame.
It was a police car, and it just flew down Country Club. Huh.
Felt like a little bit like Penn State let that game go near the end there.
Yeah. James Franklin in a big game, man.
I was going to say.
It really felt like there was so many decisions. The Drew Allar, the fact that he was throwing the ball that late.
I know.
Take the ball out of his hands. Just take it out of his hands. Don't let him have that option.
He's not good enough.
I know he had a good game, and so everybody's like, oh, my God, if he came out this year, he's like the top quarterback in the draft. No, he's not. He's not better than if he came out this year, he's not better than Quinn Ewers.
Yeah, I saw a tweet that said he's the exact same quarterback Penn State's had for the last
32
10
years. Yeah. Since forever.
Yeah, forever.
Yeah. And I 100% agree with that.
Yeah.
But the game, Franklin gonna Franklin, exactly. Travis.
Yeah.
James Franklin. Never mind. It doesn't matter.
What do you think about the game?
It was enjoyable to watch.
Yeah.
Just as a football fan of not a yeah, exactly. As not a fan of either. Like I don't care about either. I like Marcus Freeman, so maybe there was a little part of me
I'm partial
that
to Notre
was
Dame
hoping they would win, but I didn't care one way or the other. Like I didn't monetarily have any influence on the game or whatever. But yeah, like Chris said, when you don't complete a pass to a wide receiver, when they have 0 catches for 0 yards,
tough to win.
Oh, buddy, that ain't good.
I did not know that.
You know what I didn't know? I didn't know the Penn State's tight end. Travis said, "Love the game, hate the winning team." Yeah, I think most people hate Notre Dame. I just like Marcus Freeman, man.
I bet you most people are rooting for Notre Dame over Ohio State.
I think it's. I don't know.
Chat. Are you rooting for Ohio State or Notre Dame?
Yeah,
I think most people are rooting for Notre Dame.
I think most people are rooting for neither. I don't care either. Actually, I want to see a good game. I think stylistically, I think it's a fun contrast of styles.
Yes. Quick, fast. A
Yeah.
little heavier on the other side for Notre Dame.
I don't think Ohio State blows them out. I don't think that at all. Chris said Notre Dame.
I think Notre Dame will do enough between the trenches to not let it be a blowout.
I'm rooting for Notre Dame to lose. That's quality.
Me and Chris,
Sherm
this side
said,
strong.
Sherm said Notre Dame.
That's right.
Trapp said he wants to clarify, but he's not rooting for Ohio State to win. Just want Notre Dame to lose, just to make sure we got it. I love it. Marty, Notre Dame.
Marty knows what's up.
Are you guys rooting for them, or do you think they're going to win the game? It's like
This is a rooting interest.
yeah.
This is
Now,
a rooting interest.
who do you think wins the game? I think Ohio State still wins,
I think Ohio State wins, but
but I think they cover the spread.
what's the spread?
9.5, 10, something like that. Hold on.
That is a big spread.
Let
for
him
a
marinate.
national championship game.
Oh, that's the NBA. I don't want the NBA. I want NCAA football.
On the plus side,
8.5. It's down to 8.5. It started at 9.5. It's down to 8.5.
at least
I
we
still
don't
like
have to
Notre Dame.
watch TCU in the championship.
Against
Holy
Georgia?
shit. Yes.
Jesus, that was the worst game I've ever witnessed.
That was so bad.
Sherm said Ohio State.
Y'all
Y'all
said
said
rooting.
rooting.
I think OSU.
Yeah.
Yeah. I think Ohio State wins too, but I am going to be rooting my life off. For
Oh,
Notre
not
Dame.
the life.
Yeah, the life. I hate Ohio State. I don't know why. We like manhandled them when we've played them.
Big time.
41-14.
Yeah.
No big deal.
Earl Everett's running around with helmetless, getting sacks and stuff.
Who was the dude on the basketball team at that time with broken knees? Greg Odom. Was he on the team back then?
Greg Oden.
Yeah, Greg Oden. Yeah, that's
Yeah.
his name. Yeah.
The Ohio State guy?
Yeah.
Because we played him in the championship
Yeah,
in
that's what
Ohio.
I'm saying.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was trying to make a reference to both of those there.
Yeah, because what was the score of that game?
I have no idea.
Man, it was a lot to a little.
I have no idea. Kind of like Florida, Tennessee. All right, moving on. Notre Dame, Ohio State. What are you looking for in that game?
Just
You've already said you think Ohio State wins.
yeah, just the like I said, the contrasting styles. I think is fun. Notre Dame's trying to get downhill and run the football at you.
Yes.
Ohio State's gonna obviously try to get vertical
Air out.
and get Jeremiah Smith involved, which he was unable to do against Texas. I thought Texas had a really good game plan against him.
He's special.
He's so good.
He's so good.
And I thought they all, himself included, did a really good job of not being impatient and not forcing him the ball when they didn't have to.
Yep.
So kudos to those guys, man. Because it's hard when when the obvious best player and your star and your playmaker is not getting the ball. It's really hard to just let that kind of go. You know what I mean? You want to force it to them. They did a good job of staying patient and letting two get some of the looks and.
Yeah, and kudos to them. Like you said, they had a game plan, stuck to it.
Yeah.
Didn't let the things get out of hand when you couldn't get you got the ball. LOS. Line of scrimmage. Can Notre Dame duplicate the plan for Jeremiah Smith?
Maybe not to the
A little
extent.
bit different personnel.
I don't think to the extent that Notre Dame or that Texas was able to do it. I think they'll be able to do it a little bit. And that I think what Chris just said right there is the key. Can Notre Dame run the ball right at Ohio State? If they can, I think they can win. If they cannot, I think they can do it well enough that they stay in the game.
They keep it close.
Yeah.
If you can control.
And I think Riley
trenches, they'll
Leonard.
at
I
least
think
keep it
Riley
close.
Leonard's a winner, anyways. I think he's going to will him.
do too.
I think he's going to will them to being in the game.
I like him quite a bit.
Yeah,
I don't think he's like a great quarterback. But he kind of, what he kind of reminds me
Don't
of?
say
It's
it.
just like a good leader. I'm not going to say anything. I'm not going to say anything.
Go ahead.
Who do you think I was going to say?
A Clover Valley version of Tim Tebow.
How did you know that?
I could see it in your eyes. I saw the twinkle in your eyes when you were about to say
Because
it.
I said not a good quarterback, but a winner.
Yeah.
Who do you think of immediately?
Tim Tebow.
Timothy Tebow. Congratulations on having a child, Tim. Freeman is really good, but I don't think he has enough smoke or mirrors. Yeah, sometimes it just comes down to Jimmy and Joe's.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't want to make it too simplistic, too reductionist, but Ohio State's the better team here. Ryan Day is going to keep his job.
You remember, seriously,
I said that if he doesn't make a good run in the playoff, he'll get fired. And I think that was like a legit, after he lost to Michigan.
Yeah.
A not good Michigan team. What do you think about the playoff in general, just like as a broad overview? I've seen a lot of people saying, this is why we shouldn't have had 12. We haven't had any good games. What do you think about those people?
I think that if we had 4, neither one of these 2 teams would have made the playoff, and they wouldn't be national champions.
That's my initial take as well.
Um,
And like Ohio State's clearly been the best team in the playoff. Like,
yeah, I mean, I don't think it's arguable at this point.
yeah.
Yeah. So I don't know.
I don't think it's a good enough reason. Just because the games haven't been the quality games that we were hoping for, it doesn't mean the 12-team playoff's bad. It's been 1 year. It's been 1 year.
The only thing I don't like about it is how meaningless some of the regular season games are. That's what I loved, and I've said this from day one. That's what I loved about the BCS is like every single game was a playoff game. Like there was never a game that you played that was not a playoff game because if you lost, it was over.
Only 2 spots.
It was over.
Yeah, I completely agree. That's why Tim Tebow cried, like when they lost.
Yeah.
Not to go back to Tebow. Dang, I did not have Tim Tebow on my bingo card twice in one show.
Don't do it a third time. But the games, I agree with Chris right here. He said, but the games have been pretty good, right? Yeah, I think for the most part, other than the first week.
The first week was bad. There's a lot of blowouts in that one. Ohio State's blown people out pretty much every week besides against Texas.
Yeah, but overall, I mean, I think the games have been at least enjoy. The last three games have been enjoyable. Anyways.
If it takes if the trade off to allowing more teams in and giving more teams a chance is a few bad games here and there, I think it's a worthwhile trade off.
Yeah, I guess. I still like the regular season, but that's me.
I'm hopeful that because the way the playoff is, that teams schedule bigger games throughout the regular season.
I think it'll be the opposite.
I'm undecided because if the money shows up for the big games, there'll be incentive. The incentive has to be there.
There was a bad national championship literally 2 years ago.
I just mentioned it, yeah.
Yeah.
That was the worst game ever.
Travis said there were bad games during the 4-team era as well. And, yeah, like I said, the playoff, the championship game was an absolute beatdown.
Not too many bad ones when it was the BCS.
No, the BCS is pretty good.
BCS is pretty good. All right, anything else on the national championship game?
Nah, I'm good.
Do you feel like the vibe just isn't as high for this championship? I don't think people give a crap about college football as much as they used to. I'm not saying that we don't care. We love college football. This is largely a college football show. But it is so much harder to get invested in college teams.
I don't see the same type of energy overall for college football right now.
I don't either. And that may be because, I don't know, teams...
No, it's because NIL. It's because the transfer portal. It's because you can't get attached to players because they're leaving ASAP.
It's just hard to like college football right now.
What's there to like about Carson Beck going to Miami and making $4 million? What's there to like about that? There's nothing to like.
It gives First of all, every average quarterback in America the plausibility that you may be able to make $4 million. If you are a mid-okay quarterback, but you get a shot at a big school, then you can go to another school and make a lot of money, even though you're not very good.
So what Carson Beck did was ride the system of his program that he was at. Yeah. He was fortunate enough to get a scholarship offer to Georgia, stuck it out, stayed there, went 24-3 as a starter, was extremely average as a starter.
Yes.
Parlayed that into a $4 million 1-year deal at Miami.
It's kind of bananas that Carson Beck is going to make – he probably won't get drafted next year.
He'll get drafted.
You think so?
100% will get drafted, yes. Ugh. Measurability.
He's got to have a Cam Ward year.
No. He'll get.
Think so?
He'll get drafted no matter what. He's 6'4", got a good arm. He'll get drafted.
I'm not convinced. I think there's locker room issues that could keep him out of the getting drafted. That matters some too.
I mean,
it depends on what the quarterback.
Let's be honest with ourselves right now. Is Carson Beck better than Shedeur Sanders?
No.
He's not far off.
Stop. Don't say that.
I'm just telling you.
I don't think Carson Beck is very good at all, though. I'm not saying Shedeur is like a top 10 pick. He'll probably get drafted in the top 10.
No, he's going to get drafted in the top 5. But
yeah, but I don't think he's very great.
No, he's
I think he gets eaten alive in the NFL.
I unfortunately do too.
You know who's not going to get eaten alive?
Brian
Sports.
Trey said making more than good pro quarterbacks. He's not wrong. He's making more than Brock Purdy right now.
Oh, that was going to be my point. Is if he doesn't get drafted, he's going to make more than the mailman. What's his name? Stetson Bennett at the Rams. He got drafted by the Rams. Yeah. He's going to make way more than them. Oh, yeah. Anyways, Brian Sports. Heck of a guy. What a guy.
Mm-hmm.
I recently went to Brian's, and my wife said, "I think Brian and Amy hate me." And I said, "They don't, but why do you say that?" And Michelle said, "Because I had them go back and forth and get like 10 pairs of cleats for the kids to try on, and then only ended up buying one pair, going back, losing. We couldn't find LSU, so then we had to go back and buy the shoes again. So we ended up buying 2 pairs of cleats for soccer. It was an ordeal. But you know who never acted angry or upset? Not one time. Brian. And then I got a call from Brian. This is true customer service, folks. This is a true story. I got a call from Brian, and he said, "Hey, did one of your kids lose a shoe? Because I have one shoe here at my store. Your kids were the last kids here." So I called Michelle, and sure enough, they lost their shoe at Brian's. So Brian picked the shoe up, held the shoe, waited till I got off work, went by, picked it up almost after hours. He told me he'd keep the store open for me. I mean, you just don't get that at other sporting goods stores.
No.
You're not getting that at Dick's. You're
Anywhere.
not getting that at Hibbett's.
Nope. Does Hibbett still exist?
I only found that out because I happened to be in the mall like 2 weeks ago, and I was like, wow, Hibbett still exists. Who knew?
I swear I didn't. But that's okay. Yeah, no, Brian's as good as it gets, man. He's A plus, number one, all the way around. Any and everything. Yeah. So
What's the number?
386-755-0570 is the number to Brian Sports. Mention Front Porch Sitting, get 10% off. And yeah. Chad, we're going to get your gift card. I promise.
NFL playoffs.
Yeah. So let me read this by Travis first. Travis said, "I draft Shador and hold him hostage if Deion gets an NFL job." It's pretty smart, actually. I like that. It makes sense, right?
Yeah.
You're going to hold him hostage, and then when Deion gets the job, you can trade him for like 6 first-round picks, and it's a win-win-win-win-win.
Yep.
Deion will blow up team to get his kid on his roster. Well, I guess I should have read the next comment before I said that because we said the same thing.
Why do you think he's not interested in the Cowboys job? Okay, anyways, keep going. Because Dak. Do you want to talk about this right now? Do you want to go straight to coaching carousel?
Might as well. A++, Chris said of Mr. Brian Sports and Brian Dix. Yeah, well, let's go into the coaching carousel since we're talking about Deion.
Let's do it.
So, do you think he's not interested in the Cowboys job?
I think I'm not convinced that there's mutual. I'm not convinced that Jerry Jones was thinking, yeah, maybe we should hire Deion, and I think Deion took advantage of the idea that there might be smoke, and so he declined before he even gets offered the job. I think there's a better chance of that than Deion not saying yes to the Cowboys.
I'll buy that. Do you think that Deion is suited for the NFL, or do you think he's a college coach? Or do you think he's not a good coach at all?
I think he's a college coach.
I think he's a college coach.
I don't know.
I think he
just relates to those. I don't think he'd be able to lead grown men like he can lead college kids.
I wholeheartedly agree. I agree with Travis right now. Jerry won't let Deion run the whole show.
Yeah, and that's what it is. You get the whole show.
If I'm a coach,
primetime show.
If I'm a coach in any capacity, I'm not going to Dallas ever until Jerry Jones
is in a box.
When he's in a box, I'll go there happily.
Yeah.
But until then, I know that we physically cannot win football games. Like it's not a realistic possibility. As long as Jerry Jones is around the team, you cannot win football games enough to really matter. Like Mike McCarthy, they won 12 last year, and then what happened? They got beat in the first round.
If you don't win the last game of the season, it doesn't matter.
If you don't win a playoff game, it doesn't matter. And they don't win them.
Like that?
Yeah.
They don't
win them. There's a reason for it. It's not a coincidence.
A lot of times in the National Football League, that's because you don't have a good quarterback. I don't think Dak is bad.
I don't think he's awful.
I think he's good enough to win a playoff game.
One.
I think he could win a game or two.
I think he could too. I absolutely in the right situation with the right people around him. I absolutely think so.
Lamb.
Yeah, I absolutely think he could, but I don't think he can with Mike McCarthy at the helm. I don't think he can with Jerry Jones at the helm. Like, I don't think that that's a realistic possibility at this point.
Yeah,
I think the right decision to let McCarthy walk was. I think that was right. I think he made the right decision there.
I do too. You hadn't got over the hump.
I didn't even have to say it either, Chris. That actually makes me excited that somebody said something dumb for me.
What?
In a box.
Oh yeah. I just got that. Okay. Where do you think Mike McCarthy lands? I think there's one good spot for him.
What is it?
I think it's the Bears. I think he would do pretty okay there.
If I'm Chicago, listen, I can't fathom this. If I'm Chicago and I saw this guy,
I'm not saying I would hire him. I think that's where he'd go.
I saw
think
this
he could
guy
do
with
okay there. I'll
Aaron
rate Jack.
with
I see
Aaron
that.
Rodgers,
Yeah.
and he struggled with him. And then I saw him with Dak Prescott,
That's fair.
and he struggled with
That's
him.
fair.
Why in God's name would I ever want to hire this guy to work with Caleb Williams, who's already a little bit of a space cadet himself?
That's true. That's a good point.
That ain't the guy I want with him.
Either way, I don't know. You may disagree with this. I don't know that we'll see anything meaningful from the head coach standpoint until we know where Ben Johnson goes.
I think he's the first domino that matters.
He's the first one that because I think they're all going to want him. I think he'll have his pick of the litter.
And I think I think Chicago's on that short list for him.
I think it probably should be.
Young quarterback, good offense.
Quarterback, yep.
You're a couple of offensive linemen away from being pretty. I mean,
Oh
not
my
pretty
goodness.
good, but really good on offense.
Yes. If they got two good tackles,
Yeah, they're solid. I don't think McCarthy lands another head coaching job.
he'll land somewhere. He's been
Why?
too successful. I'm not saying highly successful, but he's been good mid-level successful. Could you see him going somewhere like the Raiders?
So start over and rebuild? I doubt it.
I mean, where's he going to go? He doesn't have to do that. The only place is Chicago.
Well, that's why the name's been floated around a lot. If I'm Chicago, that's not the direction I go. I don't go with
Chicago's going to go with a young guy.
I don't go with a retread head coach here,
Chicago's going young guy, offensive coordinator.
which is Ben Johnson.
If they can get him, yeah.
What happens if they miss? Then they go Mike McCarthy, right?
Ben Johnson might not like Caleb Williams. A lot of people don't.
No, I agree. I don't.
I don't either. Hell, the Jags would love McCarthy level of success. Yeah, exactly. I could see him go there. No, I don't think he will. Maybe. It's not the worst situation. If you think Trevor Lawrence has some juice that you haven't squeezed yet, maybe he goes there.
Maybe. I could see that.
Similar.
I'm not sure what they're holding out for, to be honest, because they're not getting Ben Johnson.
No, they're not. Why would he come to Jacksonville?
I don't think Aaron Glenn's coming. I also don't think Aaron Glenn's necessarily ready for that kind of gig yet. But
Yeah.
I don't know. It just seems like a poor time for head coaches right now.
Not Mike.
Like
Vrabel.
I saw Dallas was in an interview. Leslie Frazier, who's been a head coach and was not very successful the first time, and there was somebody else that I saw that had been a head coach, and they were Robert Saleh, been a head coach, not very successful. Now that organization's about
I
as
was going to say,
nut job as
if there's anyone close to the Cowboys' level of nuts,
yeah,
it's the Jets.
that's the truth. What were you about to ask?
What do you think about Mike Vrabel to the Patriots? Because I like Mike Vrabel a lot. I don't think you do, but
don't.
I think he's great for that organization. I think he's as close of a guy to Bill Belichick as you are going to get. They seem like they're cut from the same cloth.
I think he was
I'm not saying he's as good,
so
but-
bad at hiring coordinators and so bad at managing games
I'm not
with
convinced.
Tennessee.
I'm not convinced that's not Tennessee management. I'm not convinced. That organization
You're not wrong.
they're not great.
You're not wrong about that. But like the end game stuff is not anybody but him. Like he was horrid in game.
Dude, which head coach isn't?
Andy Reid.
Let me ask you something. I saw this on Twitter. Yeah, that's true. Well, the Chiefs are just better at everything. Do you think it would behoove head coaches in the National Football League to play Madden, where they could get tons of rep at in-game situations? I saw this on Twitter, and I thought it was genius.
That is actually pretty smart.
Yeah, it's kind of intelligent.
Travis said, "Have not seen Bieniemy floated around like it normally is." That's because he's the head coach at like Sacramento State or something.
I thought he got let go. Did he get let go?
Of what? He never got rehired after Riverboat Ron got fired in Washington. He coached college.
I know that, but I think he got fired.
From where? From the college job?
Yes, at UCLA. Eric Bieniemy didn't work out at UCLA. Yeah, he got fired.
Yeah, now he's the head coach at Sacramento State, I think, though.
Did he get fired that fast?
I thought.
Hold on just a second here.
Find out who the head coach at Sacramento State is.
Sacramento State, you say?
Yeah. It was a former NFLer.
He's not the head coach anymore.
So he was just the OC at UCLA, and they were terrible.
The worst.
You're going to
Andy Thompson. is the head coach there.
At Sacramento State?
That's what it says.
I,
The Hornets.
I've never heard of Andy Thompson, so I don't know what the heck I was
Never
thinking.
heard of her.
Never heard of her one time in my life. Maybe he had an interview there.
What do you think?
I don't know.
What do you think the Raiders do? Do you think Tom has
Vic's at
any-
Norfolk State.
Do you think Tom has a lot of sway to hire the guy that he wants? I don't know who he wants. You think he would want Belichick?
At the Raiders? No, I think he wants Ben Johnson.
Yeah, I guess.
Yeah, I mean, that's who he
There's
wants.
no way he's getting Ben Johnson at the Raiders.
I don't think so. I think Johnson's a.
Where do you think he lands?
I think he's either
Chicago.
Chicago or he stays in Detroit again.
I do too. I'm gonna say he goes.
I think I'll give it a 7% chance he goes to LA.
I think he's gonna be the
Just because of
offensive
Brady.
coordinator for the Indianapolis Colts. All right.
That's never happening. Hey, wait. Who's the next head coach of the Dallas Cowboys?
Ben Johnson. It actually might be though, for real though. That's a desirable job. Like I know that you and I, we don't like Jerry Jones. That's a desirable job. You've got an established quarterback. I don't know what CeeDee Lamb's contract's like. He got an extension, didn't he? I think the Cowboys would be a decent fit for him, honestly.
It wouldn't be the worst fit. I think the Cowboys. I don't think they will, but I think they should go get Mike Tomlin. They'd have to trade for him, but Jerry's dumb enough to do that, so it's okay.
You think the Cowboys would get Mike Tomlin? I know the Steelers aren't.
I think they
happiest with
need.
him, but
I think that Mike Tomlin needs something different, and I think they need something different. Mike Tomlin to the Cowboys.
Tomlin, Dak and Big Ben are a little bit alike. A little. He was pretty successful with Ben.
Mm-hmm.
That's not the worst idea you've ever had.
I know.
There's no Code Red tonight, folks, just in case you were wondering what type of night it was.
Not allowed to have Code Red.
It's a Code Red list type of night. I think a lot of the reason why the head coach stuff is in such shambles right now is because teams don't know what they want. Do you want the established veteran guy that you know what you're going to get, or do you want one of these young offensive coordinators that know air raid?
I think if it's me, I'm so tired of seeing the same old retread. Todd Bowles down in Tampa, dude. It's time to go. You're awful. He's awful at this.
Unbelievable that he's maintained his job.
Awful at this.
He should give Baker Mayfield a lot of money.
And Mike Evans now he does. Listen, let me say this about Todd Bowles. He's very good with the players. Like they love him.
Sure.
But as far as like
I'm
in-game
pretty sure
decisions,
the players would like me pretty all right too.
Probably, especially if you let them throw the last play of the game in a meaningful game when they were only up a score, where something bad could happen.
No, I love that he did that.
I love that he did it.
I love that he did that.
love that
Let
he
me
did
get
it.
my guys get paid.
Yes, I
Let me get my
absolutely
guys get paid.
adore that he did it.
Yeah.
But
It's pretty stupid.
at some point, you're gonna have to win football games.
Yeah.
Like more than 9 or this year. I think they won 10, but
I think that's probably over expectation though for them this year.
in that division,
I bet their win. Yeah, in that division was pretty weak. I bet their win total was 9.5.
yeah, I think it was.
Yeah, that tracks. That tracks.
I think everybody in that division's win total was 9.5.
All right, playoff games.
Yeah, sorry. Let's go. Hey, you know what we should do before we talk about playoff games?
Just talk to me, baby.
Let's talk about my guy, Josh freaking McCardle.
Let's just talk about it.
Let's just talk about Josh McCardle. Greatest barber in the history of
I
barbers.
need a haircut. You can't really tell. My hair's really short nowadays, but
Yeah,
that was a bad example. That was a really bad example.
yeah, it was.
That's my bad.
It was. I need to get on the schedule, and I've said this for like 6 weeks now. I need to get on the schedule for all of baseball season like I normally do. That way I can time it better because typically, like whenever,
I feel like you don't get a haircut if you're on a winning streak. Do you not?
well, so typically when the playoffs start, I'm like in dire need of a haircut, and I never know what to do. Like, do I make it look okay? Do I like trim it up a little bit? Yeah, last year I think I went full on haircut, and trimmed up the beard, the
I feel
hair.
like the opposite. I feel like you went full on like Geico caveman.
No, I don't think so. Did I? I'm pretty
Chad,
sure I
what
went.
did he do?
I don't know. You know what? I was suspended for a game, and we lost.
Chad, I'm going to bed. TGL sucks. Agreed. Go ahead.
Last year I definitely went full haircut because it was before the game that I was suspended for, and
I forgot about that.
yeah, I still got 2 more to come.
Do you really?
Yeah,
You get to start the season
yeah,
on the bench?
yeah. But anyways, my guy Josh hooked me up like always. So
He would never suspend you for 3 games.
no, nor should he. It would be ridiculous if he would do that. But he would never do that because he's the GOAT. He's
What's
the
his
greatest.
phone number?
He's the greatest barber of all time. No haircut, no beard trim during a win streak. I agree. I know. In my defense, it wasn't a
Those
win
aren't the
streak.
rules. We don't make the rules.
In my defense, it wasn't a win streak, and I was no longer involved in the program for that particular day. It couldn't even go to the game. Isn't that terrible? Couldn't even go to the game. Anyways, Josh McCardle, 386-247-1430. Text my guy, get on the schedule, or he will send you the schedule. Then you just get on it, and then again, you may have to wait 2 or 3 weeks right now, but then just get on that thing. It's a revolving door. You won't be disappointed, I promise.
All right.
Yeah.
Games, playoff games.
Playoff games this week.
We can kind of do this quickly.
Houston plus 8.5 at Kansas City. What do you got?
The Texans.
Texans plus 8.5.
Yeah, give it
Yeah.
to me.
Same.
Give it to me like easy too. Like easy. I want that easy. I can't wait for all the Twitter people out there to be like, see, it's not good to have a bye. You don't have any momentum going into the week.
It's not good to have a bye. Nobody likes a bye.
No.
Until Kansas City wins by 37. Give me Houston as well, plus 8.5.
Yeah.
The over-under is 41.5 in this game.
Give me the under then.
What an
'Cause
interest-
that doesn't make any sense.
What an interesting number. Started at 43, down to 41.5.
Nah, give me the over then. I like the number at 42.
Don't love it. Washington at Detroit. Washington is plus 9.5.
If you wouldn't have told me that Washington was plus 9.5, I would have said, upset alert. Instead, I've got Detroit in a blowout. That seems insane to me.
Give me the Commanders
Like,
money line.
yeah, I was gonna say this seems insane to me.
9.5.
That seems off by literally a touchdown.
Really?
Dude, the Commanders can score, and I'm not sure if you've watched Detroit's defense. They can't stop people from scoring.
Aaron Glenn's one of the hottest names out there for head coaching vacancies.
Yeah, well, because he's attached to the Lions right now.
They are.
They
They are and were banged up more. They're not as banged up now, but they were banged up for a little bit.
I like Jake.
I mean, they're talking like
a
if they had
lot.
Aiden Hutchinson and Alex Anzalone all year and 17 members of their secondary, like they're a better defense.
Yes. I think Jaden Daniels is for real. I think they could have that's going to be a fun game to watch. I said that about the Minnesota Detroit game though, and the last game of the season.
Boring.
Boy, was I wrong.
It was TGL boring.
It was not that boring.
Okay, sorry. Yeah, Detroit has struggled with mobile quarterbacks all year long. I don't know if you know this or not, but Jaden Daniels is quite mobile.
Quite the athlete.
Yeah, he's quite the athlete. He can play a little bit.
Weird elbow, but he can play.
I like Washington to hang in tight, and I like I said, if I were to potentially have some monetary
Funds.
that were attached to something, it would be Washington money line.
Agreed.
Because Washington money line is
What is that? Like 3 something?
plus 410 in some places.
Dude, that is outrageous.
I'm just saying they have a chance.
Outrageous.
They have a chance. They have a chance.
You couple that with like a teaser somewhere.
They have a chance.
Now we're talking.
LA plus 6 at Philly.
Man.
Defense. Give me LA plus 6.
Same.
I don't know that I like him to win.
I don't like them to win, but I like Stafford. I think he's a dog, especially in the playoffs.
I like Stafford. I like McVay.
Yeah, I like McVay too.
The run game scares me because there may be no Kyron Williams.
Run game. They don't need to run the ball.
Yeah, they may not.
They don't need to run the ball.
Jared
What did you
Verse.
think about that game, by the way?
Which one?
Rams, Vikings.
It was just a beatdown.
My friend, you want to hear a weird fun fact?
Yeah.
The going into the last game of the season, the Vikings had 2 losses.
Mm-hmm.
They lost, I think it was like week 8 or something like that, to the Rams, and then week 9 to the Lions. And then the last game of the season, they lost to the Lions, and then the next game they lost to the Rams.
Yeah.
They lost to 2 teams all year and had 4 losses.
That's incredible.
That is so bizarre, and both of them back to back.
That actually is incredible. I did not know that.
Isn't that bizarre?
That is bizarre. How bizarre.
How bizarre. Chad, if you think that's bizarre, give me your best bizarrio in the chat. I'm just kidding. Anyways, Y'all miss Chris so much. I know you do. I do too, though. Verse and Fisk, dude. Me and Chris are this side strong. Rams money line. Oh my gosh, he said it already.
Yeah. Jaden Verse. Jared.
Jerry Verse.
Jared Verse.
Jerry Verse.
Jared Verse.
Jerry Verse, friend of the show.
Dude's a difference maker. I'm just telling you. They did a
Very
great
good.
job of replacing Aaron Donald with those two early in the draft. It was so good. All right, game of the week. Everybody agrees it's the game of the week. Baltimore -1.5 at Buffalo. You heard what I said.
You know what it
Baltimore
is.
is the road favorite in Buffalo against the greatest quarterback known to man.
This is easy for me.
It's Baltimore.
It's Buffalo. Give me them Bills. Give me the Bills. I don't think Lamar's good in the playoffs.
But Josh Allen is. What an incredible turn of events.
He's had more success than Lamar. Ooh, no, he hasn't.
No, he's had
I think the exact same amount of success.
No, they went to the AFC Championship game, and
Yeah, but so has Lamar.
that is true.
I mean, it was a long time ago, but they did it.
Yeah,
Chris is
that's a
on the
Raven.
Ravens.
That's a Raven.
That is.
I think
Without a
this
doubt,
is
a Raven.
Lamar's statement game of I'm not just a
Which
regular season
helmets are the
quarterback.
Ravens playing with? Are they going with the blacks or the purples? Because if they go
Well,
with the purples,
well, they're
I
on the
am-
road, so they have to go with the.
No, they've only ever had the blacks. They wore blacks for everything. Before the purples. But I hate the purples so much that I'm willing to say, if the Ravens wear the purple uniforms,
Oh, they're wearing,
Bills by 10.
they're wearing the white uniforms.
So they'll be on the black helmets probably.
Yeah.
Yeah, you're right. I think the Bills, because I don't like Lamar in the playoffs.
Well, that's your problem. Your problem, my friend. Like I said, I think this is a Lamar statement game. I think they
It
come
has
out
to
and they
be.
play well.
Has to be.
Yeah, I think he knows for his legacy that he's got to win one soon. Not necessarily Super Bowl, but he's got to win a big game.
It's about legacy, yo.
Yeah, it's about legacy.
Who said that?
I can't remember.
It's about legacy, yo. Who said that?
But yeah. I don't know if Zay Flowers is back. I haven't seen that. If Zay Flowers is
Oh
back, that
my
helps a
gosh,
lot.
his knee. Oh, what was that slide?
I don't know. That was bad.
So bad.
It was silly.
I hated it for him. In a game that they wasn't that big of a deal. They were winning by I think a decent amount. At that point.
like 3 touchdowns.
Hate it. Hate that kind of stuff.
Yeah.
I
I love the Ravens purple helmets. I do too. I love their black helmets too, though.
like the Ravens.
I have to tell y'all, I
black
wore
helmets more than
wore
most.
my Lamar jersey. I only have one jersey in life, and I wore it last weekend
Hey,
when they were playing. Shout out to my guy Tyler Rolfe
thank you.
and DH Gate.
And and the Vietnamese children that painstakingly sewed every fake letter on that thing.
That is exactly right, and it is a beautiful jersey.
Is it a Ravens jersey, possibly with like a cardinal for the bird instead of a raven? Maybe.
No,
it's not that bad.
It says Ravens in block letters.
It's a Z instead of an S.
It looks exactly like a regular Ravens jersey.
We don't have to spend a lot of time on this.
Yeah,
you
let's
watched
get to it.
TGL
I watched. What night was it? The
Tuesday
debut.
nights.
The debut
last Tuesday night.
Yeah, the debut last Tuesday. I did not watch it last night. The debut last Tuesday I watched, and brother, I tried real hard to get into it because I was like, I mean, Tiger's like
I was in texting groups with people, and we
Yeah.
were trying to be excited.
yeah. Me and John Sherman, who's not in the chat. I don't know why I looked at the monitor like that, like I was mad at the monitor. I was mad at John. Where are you at, Ringo? Logan Brooks is not in the chat. Shout out Logan Brooks. I told him I was going to shout him out, so here we are.
Where we were going with that.
It's okay. Listen, I tried real hard. Like me and John were texting about it. And he's like,
Tiger
"Hey,
Woods League.
yeah,
Nobody a bigger Tiger Woods fan than you.
nobody. I love Tiger more than anybody else." And like golfer wise, not I love my kids and you and Chris, but golfer wise, Tiger Woods is my guy. And so I was like, okay, this is his baby. I want to be involved. Like I want to see it.
It's a cool idea. think it's a
I
good
can't
idea.
tell you how fast I got on TikTok.
It is so awful. I think I know why it's awful.
Tell me why.
I think they don't have the ratio of competitiveness
Yeah.
and personality.
Yeah.
They're trying to do both things right now. So you have this idea that it's a game between two different teams. You've got Jupiter Lynx and the LA whatever.
Yeah.
And it feels very like Call of Duty League dumb that there's teams
I think I said that. I didn't say that, Chris? I thought I said that. I'm sorry if I didn't. My wife too, obviously. Her and the kids. I thought I said her and the kids. I may have just said the kids.
You said your wife.
I feel pretty positive. That was the first person I said in my head.
Anyways,
I don't know if that's what came out,
the
but-
balance of it either needs to be very competitive, which is why the PGA Tour is very good.
Mm-hmm.
There's no personality. None of the golfers have any. We've talked about this
yeah, for the most part, yeah.
for the most part. Every now and then, randomly, because there's a lot at stake, but it's super competitive. Or has been in the past,
Right.
right? Let's like imagine a world where there's no live, because that's what this is. I think this is trying to fix the void here. What?
Feels livish.
Yeah, it's just stupid. But then on the other hand, they're trying to be like cutesy and have a good time, and like there's this really stupid hammer that they drop and they think it's going to be like, oh snap,
Yeah,
and it just doesn't. It all
Right.
falls flat. And the golfers are golfers; they're not personality, right?
Right.
This is why Twitch works, right? Like when you watch Twitch streamers, they're fun to watch because they're good at video games, but their primary focus is entertaining.
Yeah, you got to entertain.
One of the methods they do that is by being good at the video game. The other is by being funny,
Right.
right? They do that really, really well. That strikes the balance. And it's also not trying to be competitive.
Yeah.
But this is like, they don't know what they're doing. They don't know if they should be like going at it mano y mano.
Right.
Because like when I watch them, it looks like me going out there and just swinging at it.
Right.
And it's just not good. And the play is awful.
Yeah.
Embrace Trash Talk. This would have been 10 times better had they put this on HBO.
Once again, make them drink a beer a hole and let JD come whip everyone. Stroke penalty if you don't finish in time. It feels livish. Chris, I appreciate the heads up there because he said he didn't hear what I said, but I said what I said. I think I didn't hear it, or I may not have said it, but he's got my back always because he knows. Trav's idea is best. Maybe shotgun a beer as a penalty, and then Trav said it. Embrace the trash talk. Yep.
It's not good. And there's something weird with the technology too.
They got to do something different.
Did you see Tiger Woods from 101 yards out hit it 20 yards past the flagstick into the water?
No.
Dude, that's not real. Like
It
will
ain't like
never
Tiger.
believe,
It ain't like Tiger's like the GOAT right now though.
bro. If I gave you 100 yards right now, you would get it within 20 yards. I guarantee. I'd bet every dollar I have that you could do that. I promise you. You know, like the little games that we play. Would you take a half court shot for $1 billion? I would put, if it was like me making like a 4-foot putt for $10, or you getting within 20 yards of the pin from 100 yards out.
Same.
But he was like 100 yards. What was he, like 60 yards?
No, 100. It's 100. It was the same shot that it's 100. It was the same shot that Bryson hit for 11 days or 10 days, 15 days. Bryson hit for 11 days or 10 days, 15 days, whatever it was.
I mean, we got Kevin Kisner out here sculling the ball in the bunker. Did you see that?
Yeah.
I love Kisner. Love Kiz.
Is he the one?
Gosh, he's terrible at golf right now.
Is Kisner the one that said? This has been a couple of years back, and they were like, so they asked him about having a chance to win, and he's like, nah. Chris said the thing glitched on him.
Oh, sorry.
But he said, he's like, they're like, do you have a chance to win? And he's like, yeah, no, I don't. And they're like, what's the point in coming to a tournament if you don't have a chance to win? And he's like, they played pretty good for 20th. And he's like, I don't have a chance to win at Bethpage Black and Pebble Beach. He's like, I don't have a chance to win at those places. I'm not long enough.
Yeah.
And they were like, well, what's the point in going? And he's like, they pay pretty good for 20th, so why not?
Yeah.
Wasn't that Kiz?
Yes, it was.
Yeah.
Yes, it was.
No, I'll watch that guy play golf.
I think if it's sports, it has to be competitive. You know what would make this really fun?
Yeah.
I think like
Average golfers?
college golf should pick this up. I bet this would be electric for college golf.
And it would let you learn their names and know who they are and stuff like that.
Yeah. Yeah. I think it would be great for that because they would actually want to win. These
Yeah.
guys do not care about winning. They just don't. So it's not competitive.
I said I could skull it over 20 yards over the green.
Kisner just about tried. If he wouldn't have hit that flagpole, I don't know where that ball would have gone. Could have hit a patron. That would have been bad. All right, we good?
Yeah. Let's
Chris,
do
we missed you, man.
it. Definitely missed you.
Hope everything's going well. Keep you guys in our prayers.
Florida State and SMU for the national title soon? Question mark?
I think college football. 25.
Oh, yeah. Me and Chris are in the Natty. We've been playing this thing for 4 years. This is my 4th year in the Natty. 2-1.
2-1.
2-1.
Daggone.
Yeah.
I remember playing college football 25 and being terrible at it, so I got off. All right, sitters, that's going to be it for tonight. This has been Tyler Rolfe along with Joey Edge with an A++ Chris Martinez father. We will see you next time. I just went to close out the show.